Welcome back everyone to another Coach Blakers video. We're going to be looking at a Rammus gameplay here. I actually forgot what rank this was, so let me take a quick look. This player was really curious on how they could not only get a lead, because they do end up getting leads, but they feel like they're having a hard time keeping the lead, and they feel like the game kind of starts to unravel from there. So we're going to be talking about how to get a lead, how to keep a lead, and how to not throw a lead too. I mean, if that pops up as well. So this is a gold 2 game. Rammus into Lee Sin. One thing about Lee Sin, we know that this dude is super aggressive. We know that this guy wants to invade. He wants to kill us. So we want to do our best to start on the opposite side of him. We want to make sure that if he invades, there's no way that this dude gets anything off of us. So we want to start on blue and start pathing down. Your leash is going to kind of suck, but at least you don't have to worry too much about Lee Sin. Oh, you're going to start Raptors. Okay, that's even better. That's even better. Okay, cool. I thought you were going to get leashed. Okay, this is fine. This is perfect. Good job. You're all good. You're all good. Because this allows them... Why is he trying to fake leash? That defeats the purpose. Because... What? Okay. Anyway. I'm glad you decided to start that way. Lee Sin won't really know where you started, and you can't do anything about it. Really good. Smooth. I like it. Okay, good job. We come down here. We look to get in a fight. We got him. Cool. If anything, I'd say just wrap around. I wouldn't stay and help clear this, because we have to realize that Lee Sin's probably topside, and he could just take your camps. We know Lee Sin started bot, so you can't cross map. So this means we need to recall instantly, and we need to go get to our camps before he takes them. Looking at your laners, they can't help you even if you need it, so you need to be back on your camps ASAP. Which is another reason why I wanted you to start top, so you didn't end up in this scenario as well. But I will say, like I said, at least you have the idea to really trick them up and make them not really know. Now you're going towards mid. You get stunned out. Okay, so Lee Sin didn't even punish you there. This dude just cleared his camps. He should have 100% went to go straight to your camp. So let's just see how long you were down bot during that motion. So he sees your bot right now. He knows your bot right now. Instantly leaves. Take your blue. Take your Gromp. Maybe he'll leave wolves. We can see if he has time. But then he comes back, clears his camps, and then he recalls. Or he can go for a play on a counter gank on Rammus. I mean, on Renekton. Because if you have no camps, obviously, your next play is going to be top, right? So, after all that mumbo jumbo that I just said, basically, when you're going to stay on one side for a long period of time, make sure the enemy jungler can't steal your camps and put you at a deficit, okay? Pretty much what it's coming down to. Okay, good awareness. I don't know how Lee Sin wasn't there. There he goes. This dude took so long to invade you. That's pretty much why we start, once again, just start top and go down, so we don't end up in that situation. This is not a fight you guys should be able to win. If it's a 3v3, you guys just kind of lose. I would just let it go. Okay, good recall. Looking like we're pathing towards bot, or pathing towards top. I like the initial Raptors, Red, Krugs into gank. That's cool. But I definitely would play more towards bot side than top side. Top side's Yorick. He's just going to sit AFK anyway. I definitely would play towards the right lane. Because now you're forcing yourself to path upwards into a lane that's not going to be your win condition. So we're going to write a couple things here. So let me start writing. Just realized you can't even see anything. Okay. Well, I'm not going to show that. Look, I got stuff in the background. Just use your imagination. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to write is going to be pay more attention to your pathing. Look at the matchups and path to the side you need to. All right, the second thing I want to write down is going to be I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, if you're going to spend a lot of time on one side, make sure you're not going to lose a lot on the other. So it just kind of, once again, just a really big example of this. Let's say a Rift Herald's down and it's not up. You go to gank top knowing that dragon's up. Lee Sin gets dragon for free. You get a gank top, but like we sacrificed that dragon. We could have made a play for the dragon and then gank top. So that way Lee Sin can't do anything with it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. And when we're pathing, I always call it 80-20. The 80-20 rule. Basically, what it means is you're spending 80% of your time on one side and 20% on your time on the other. Which is why I wanted you to path down bot, because we know that you're going to spend 80% of your time down here. Why are we pathing up to then come back down bot? You know, it's just very, very weird. And it's very inefficient. You want to make sure that you actually have your timings down, not when it comes to just clearing, but when it also comes to ganking and recalling, and like all that goes together. You see, we're still not going top. We need to path down. Always path to the side, path away from the side. You'll spend less of your time. Okay, so what I'm seeing is, now this might sound really, really bad, but what I'm seeing is like we're playing basically off of spam ganks, and if spam ganking doesn't work, you don't really know what to do. Which is why it feels like when you have a lead, you might toss it away. You know, it might go away sometimes. And it's not to say that you suck or anything like that, but we can just be getting way more leads off the fact that these other junglers don't know how to play. And that's just, you know, rinsing, repeating your camps, making them come back up so you get more experience and more gold. Because every single time you kill your camp, it levels up. And that means that you're getting more experience the next time you kill it. So just skipping camps on repeat, I mean, you still haven't done these Groms and these Wolves. Now, I'm not saying you going to this play is incorrect, but I am saying that those camps should have been gone already. I just let him have the solo gold, to be honest, because you're playing a tank. It doesn't really matter too much. I guess you're just hoping to get the tower. That's fine. Our Gromp and our Wolves are still up. Now we're just fighting a lot. We know that Dragon's coming up pretty soon. Why don't we just go farm and then full clear and be ready to fight for this Dragon in 1 minute and do this same exact fight there. Uh-oh, we're typing. Okay, so what I want to see is always fight for a reason. You do not need to constantly force over it and over. Fight for objectives, 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 objectives. Really spend the time that you have for farming until the dragon comes up. Because look, I bet you're going to fight for the dragon anyway. I mean, your team's dead, so hopefully you don't, but... yeah, good. But you see, we literally could have had that same exact fight. Look, we're all in the same area. We could have had that fight. You could have just farmed and had that fight later. You see what I mean? That's why games seem to be throwing. Because a lot of the fights that you're having, you're just forcing. And there's really no reason to. Look, we're forcing again. So it has nothing to do with like, oh my gosh, my team sucks, or oh my gosh, I suck, and stuff like that. It's just we're over forcing. We need to learn how to really fight for a reason. We need to learn how to fight when we have the advantage, when we have the numbers advantage, when we have the resource advantage, things like that. We need to be fighting when we have those type of advantages. Okay. Right now, we're down our Yorick, our Kassadin's bot, no teleport, Jinx is mid, Thresh is there. This is a fight we can't take. I'm glad that you've seen that, and we're backing off of it. But if we planned to have that fight, we get that Rift Herald for free. Same thing with the Dragon that we lost. Both of them, actually. And you can see how the pace of how you played and how you pathed really dictated how this outcome of the game went, just because of how we pathed. We didn't clear our camps properly. We didn't pace the game around objectives, Rift Herald, and stuff like that. It might seem really, really naggy and nitpicky, but that's just how it is in jungle. You only really have 15 minutes to play the game. So you got to make sure that you're using it as like much as possible. Because once this happens, it's up to your team to carry you. But you didn't really give them a lead. All you did was spam gank. You could have given the team a lead by getting dragons like Lee Sin did, getting Rift Heroes like Lee Sin did. That's how he gave his team a lead. Even though he didn't even gank anything really, all he did was pretty much just like int the first few minutes of the game. He still was able to give his team a lead by actually getting objectives on the map rather than just ganking a lane over and over and over and over. That's not how we win. And the lower elo you go, the more that works, but it's probably not working as much as it used to just because of the fact that you're getting to an elo where it slowly stops. Split pushing, well, just like AFK split pushing and spam ganking and cheesing, like all that stuff stops working once you get to a certain elo. And you're getting ready to get to that elo, which is why you might be struggling a little bit. I also noticed you played Nunu. And Nunu is one of those champs that is pretty notorious for spam ganking, which is why, once again, you may not find much success on him because, there you go, it doesn't work too much anymore. So try to do your best to unlearn these habits and really focus on learning new habits, which is, okay, I don't need to force. I can farm and wait for something to happen and react to it. You know, or sometimes I do need to force depending on the situation, and I'll go force it. Or I need to force for the dragon or the rifter. Like, you have different reasons to fight, and I think once you identify when you should fight, when you have to fight, when you need to fight, when's the best time to fight, it not only will help you out, but it'll help your team out, and they won't int as much, and they won't throw their leads as much. Let's just see. So I'm pretty sure that's the issue, but we'll just keep watching. I think it's going to be the same thing over and over. I mean, it was there. But let's just keep watching the game because I don't want to say that and then something else happens that I can comment on. But I think it's just going to be the same thing back to back to back. We were forcing fights on repeat. Our team just dies over and over. We spawn, we force fight, spawn, force fight, spawn, force fight, spawn, force fight, just on repeat. That's what I think happens. And because we're not really ahead, we just keep losing. It's very easy for champs like Malphite, Rammus, Maokai, Sion to really force fights even though their team loses and expect people to clean up. Okay, we come back out. Let's see if we're going to force another one. See how you're already just walking around looking? At this point, you don't really have much of an option because there's nothing to really do other than farm. But, like, you know, you should have been doing that earlier. Because you should already be where you are. You should already kind of be towards late game Rammus by now. But I think that's the major thing that we should be focused on and fixing is just when we pick and choose our fights. That's the thing that's costing you your game. So I'm going to write our homework just to be number 3. I know you can't see it. Just use your imagination. I'll send you these notes though. Number 3 says always fight for a reason. You do not need to constantly force over and over. Really fight for a reason. Okay, that's the main thing that's really kind of just holding you back right now. Fight for a reason, gank for a reason. Otherwise, we should be farming. Otherwise, we should be calling an objective, etc., etc., etc. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. If any of you guys are interested in coaching or anything like that, coachblaker.com is where you want to go. Use the code FIRST if you're a first-time student, and you guys can get $5 off. So whatever you buy in there. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night, and I will talk to you guys later.